Fiserv Forum. The preseason is about to get underway as Brooke Lopez will win the opening tip, and the Bucks go to work in the white uniforms. Still searching for their first points as John Conchar could not connect. Here's Grayson again, trying the hand for the long.
The way that this team came into camp in shape, there's an ease to the way Milwaukee's playing. They all know where each other are, making the easy pass. Look at Bobby on the break.
And then the follow-up. Well, right now his team is still searching for their first points, a score that the Brewers would be proud of, hoping to be back sometime in between the Halloween and January. So it's why he won't be playing, and neither will Philly and Tilly. So I think that's just about the entire team.
It does feel like it, and those guys, they do make Memphis one of the most exciting teams. Nice finish.
By the way, if you think Marjan's cool, he's a French bulldog enthusiast, which speaks to my heart. We'll learn a little more about that later on here as Anderson.
Hold his own and continue to play well, and then in training camp you're seeing him up and down the court, full court, picking up all the guards. You're just starting to see glimpses of things, so we'll see.
Grayson Allen.
Camp, I think kind of the way this game started was very indicative of camp. Grayson, Bobby. Saw how good he can be last year in the playoffs against Chicago. He was getting buckets, and so him coming back, consistent turnover there. Conchar with the easy.
To see him, we mentioned the busy offseason they had. Ibaka tries to get in the way, but a nice bit of passing. Javon Carter coming back this season, 2-year deal. He was one of 6 guys that the Bucks have signed in the offseason, and now they season a year ago, boy, he did a nice job defensively. And then the three-point shooting was a bonus.
Yeah, it really was. Nice addition, nice signing. I mean, what he's been able to do with this franchise is a lot. That's remarkable.
One would not go down for Vincent Williams, rookie out of VCU. Like the Bones Highland there. Jordan Warren
still has a few months left on his timeline. Chris Middleton should be back in the early part of the season. And, of course, Chris Middleton missed part of the playoffs with an MCL sprain in his knee, but that left wrist injury.
Chris, for better or worse, they didn't want to have to learn how to play with him in the postseason, but they were forced to. George Hill uncorks the three.
It's not that easy sometimes as you get older.
Warren could not connect. Little runner from the free. The absence of a couple guys. Anthony Melton leaving Memphis, and he's got to pick up a little bit of that load, and Anderson gone as well.
Play, it just looks so much like familiarity. They know where each other are going to be. Look at Drew. What great awareness, unselfishness. That's beautiful.
Point really start 8-0 lead. Holiday couldn't finish that time. Now Memphis with numbers. Anderson
in the NBA, and Ja's friend right now.
Dare I ask what your guarantee was?
It was old NBA money. That's all right. Larry Bird he's more mad than I am.
That's right. Winners here tonight. Ahead by 3. Bobby Portis finds his way down low as he's
trying to help on Bobby. Who are you going to choose?
Chandler maneuvering again. Conchar.
Summer doesn't seem like the time for a cast, and I'm sure Middleton agrees, but at least it's not his shooting hand, so we know that shot will come.
London knocks down the free throw to cap the three-point play, and it is a 6-point lead now for Memphis. Allen continuing to maneuver in the two-way players. But extra bodies on hand, and Memphis is bound and determined to use all those guys. They wouldn't normally. Allen not this time. Hill a nice rebound, and there's the roster just recognizing he has a role to play, and Memphis trying to get some action going here is Lofton. Second time playing with the Bucks. Pull-up jumper from
really can pass the ball, so I really expect him to be the big-time addition when he comes back, maybe January or February.
Yeah, in the postseason, Danny Green's status a little more iffy, I would say, than Joe Ingles. His injury occurred much later for Memphis. Actually, was Philly at the time, but got the shooting ability.
That's it. I mean, it really is the secret in this game. You've got to have guys broke from deep. Bucks put a nice little run together, 11-2 run. It's nice to see them respond. This is a game of runs, and it spaces the floor really nice for this group. But I think that's the appeal to this Bucks team, is they're doing it organically. They're doing it with guys that you love to watch. And
knocks down the second, and Milwaukee clinging to a 2-point lead inside of a minute now. Aldama gets operating the offense with George Hill in the backcourt. Jump shot touched every part of the cylinder, wouldn't go, but Wara says, look at what I found. And he will. Found both of his three-point tries here tonight. Shot clock and game clock separated by about 7 seconds here as Milwaukee trying to answer. Holiday. One to go down from long. He has not been bashful about hoisting those up. He's 0 for 3 now tonight from long range.
No, but he certainly can make him down. He's not.
So he did have a good offseason, so-called offseason for Mamu Kelishvili. He's got it again. Grayson Allen was called for that last foul.
Milwaukee is right now, but I mean, if you don't talk about Taylor Jenkins in Memphis, who came in at the same time as Ja, if you don't talk about Coach Budenholzer and the culture that he's created, I think you're
draft well, and you better get a star. And check for these two teams as the Bucks come away with a loose change. Jordan.
And you nailed it, Dave, when you said small markets. It's like this is a new era in the NBA for Memphis, the smallest TV market in the entire nice shot. But you got to love it. Look what they're picking up. Bobby's up there pressuring all the way to the perimeter. And I think you saw a turn at halftime. Field goals. The offense is affected by it. Nice finish right there by
7-point lead for the Bucks. Have not trailed here in the half. Handler for Memphis. Ibaka. He shows him. He got his money's worth. That's the bottom line. Here comes Carter on the other side. Yes, sir. It warmed up with some mid-range action as Ibaka gets in the way of the shot. Roddy couldn't get it away, and now it's taken by Beauchamp. He's off to the races. Look out.
some impressive wheels for Roddy.
Now Portis fades and fires. A.J. Green now for the Bucks. Wara working it to the outside. Beauchamp launches. No good, but Williamson. Memphis a season ago. So good in paint. So good in second chance points. Most second chance points per game since the 96-97.
He wins. He's such a good athlete, so it's no surprise 23rd pick by Memphis.
Here's Green, uncorks a three. Wigginton dribbles into trouble. Has his pocket pick. Wara is trying to get back on a 2-on-1. LaRavia showing sign. Good ball movement here for the Bucks. Wara into a crowd, and he had his shot blocked, but Wigginton comes away with a loose change. There's
Glass. They're getting second chance opportunities, not just offensive rebounds, which matter, but then they're scoring those buckets. So it's great to see that kind of grit early in the preseason.
Mamu drilled in the NBA, the most since the NBA really started keeping track of that 96-97. But again, you said it on the shot from Vincent Williams. Here's Mamu slicing and Dyke never had that many back on a team. As Wigginton's shot leaks off short. Drive inside, Williams couldn't finish. There's a turn. Grizzlies just avert an over and back. With the reset of the shot clock back to 14. Now at 5, though, as Lofton uses that big.
Phenomenal film on the story of the Antetokounmpo family.
That's right. It was outstanding. And yeah, real men, they're not afraid to throw. Here's Thanasis.
That's how long that flight is.
Said a technical foul on Kenny Lofton Jr., by the way, is willing and playing overseas. Mike Budenholzer was commenting on the fact that, different players have different opinions of playing overseas. Is close.
Yeah, I mean, I think, from a coach's perspective and like you're saying, players, a team's perspective, I think, as to come back, yes. But obviously, you understand your platform. You understand how unbelievable it is to be in the NBA.
Back in the preseason, like what diabolic schedule maker Wigginton. Now the Bucks looking to run. Lob pass up top, too tall for Thanasis. Up and down we go. Lofton hands off. LaRavia flied this game with just inside of 2 minutes to play now. Youngsters trying to show their mettle here late to Iowa State.
That's a big bucket too. There's a 10-0 run before that, putting a stop to it. Getting a 2-point lead.
LaRavia airmails the shot. He's got just hoping nobody pulls the fire alarm this time in the final minute, as we saw last year in this two teams preseason encounter. Here's a go-ahead bucket leaking out.